Going back to the primary thing comedy. And how, we should have learned our lesson after 2016.
Yeah.
But obviously, as 2020 election or primary started or whatever, there was this sense of like, okay, we've built enough of a movement that they won't be able to stop us.
Dude, I felt an energy shift when Bernie announced he was running again.
Yeah,
you could tell, like, even you could just tell they were like, God damn it.
Yeah, they didn't. I almost felt like they didn't see that coming, and I felt like they thought that they stamped it out, like they had like Ross Perot or fucking what's his name, the Republican candidate. I'm like blanking, older guy, Ron Paul. All right.
What about Ralph Nader?
Like all those guys. It was another thing where they thought that they had stamped it out, and so we can't be blamed for giving it another shot because there was this feeling of like we built this movement. But here's what it is, though, now. It's that old saying, Johnny, of fool me once, shame on you. Mm-hmm. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
So this third time, dude, I don't...
The third time's the charm.
See, you almost, like, took me out of my conviction right there. Because then I, like, pictured Nina Turner running or something.
Come back.
And then being like, third time's... I know. Damn.
Obama will give her a stern talking to, and she'll come around.
I don't know though. She's different.
Yeah, they hate her.
But here we are, coming back into the fold. Put it right here.
Whoa.
All right, Johnny, what's up, man? Welcome back.
What's up? What's been up?
Welcome back to another episode of the Entitled Millennials podcast, guys. I think this is episode number 44? 44
Sounds
episodes.
right to me.
44 episodes. It's a pretty good run, man. 44 in 1 year.
44, a powerful number.
Yeah.
444.
444. I think that means something about, like, you're like guardian angels or something, or like watching your back or watching you masturbate or
it's
whatever.
It's a magical number. Oh, let's not say that. It's a magical number.
If they're watching,
no, we're not going to desecrate 444. It's a magical number.
All right, man.
Let's move on.
Let's
move on.
Oh, what's funny though is like now that I've said that, if I happen to be masturbating and say I'm looking at pornography and then I like see 444. I'm going to be like, uh-oh.
You're going to look down in sadness and go to bed.
Yeah. Well, I do that anyway. But anyway, so start off on a good start, yeah? All right, so before we hit record, you were kind of talking about your little prediction.
It's not really my prediction.
Well, no, but
it's one that I agree with.
Yeah.
That Trump's going to win on election night, and then with mail-in ballots, Joe Biden will win like a week or two later.
And then what do you think's going to happen?
Chaos.
Dude, was that part of that? Was that part of that article that you sent? Like,
probably. I've been reading it.
It was either you or it was Jordan that sent it to the group where they were. It was talking about the election night scenario that everyone's like that will tear America apart and shit.
I agree with it, really.
Yeah.
Well, and how many you just said, and how many have I been getting of these mail-in ballot things in the mail? Like a shit ton of the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Dude, I actually have one of those. I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah, grab it. I haven't even been opening mine. I'll vote. I ain't doing it by mail. Probably should. Oh God, the COVID.
What's that?
But I'm not going to. I'm not going to vote by mail. I'm going to do it in person.
Yeah, me too.
But
I don't.
It's not good to though because of the COVID.
Yeah, but I don't fully trust doing it. All right, let's open this and take a look at it.
All right.
Because, dude, I hadn't even considered it before you brought it up, but the fact that you said you've gotten like 10, I've gotten like 10 of them as well.
A lot, dude.
I get one like every day.
Yeah, I lose track.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's.
I think it's just harassing you essentially to like request the ballot, but I don't fucking know. Pretty sure it is.
Let's see. Let's take a look at it.
Well, it's not like they're sending us multiple ballots, obviously.
Well,
but still,
mean, that's what I mean.
It's never been done before, and maybe it's good. Maybe it's. I don't know.
According to our review of publicly available records, someone at this address may not be registered to vote. We have mailed you before regarding your voter registration. I mean, I'm registered to vote. It must be for my dad.
Here's my little rant. Here's my little rant. So they do all they can to make it so it's hard to vote in the primaries.
Yeah.
But now, come general election time, they're wasting all this paper sending this 20 fucking times to the same person.
What about the fucking trees, man? The trees are burning down out west right now.
No, but it pisses me off, dude. Ballots. They close down polling stations, stifle the vote in the primaries, so they can install their fucking puppet, and now they're begging us to vote, doing everything they can to fucking get people to vote by mail. It is insulting, and it pisses me off how easy a lot of people seem to fucking forget, though.
Yeah. Well, dude, even coming into the 2020 primary, it's like, dude, obviously those of us who are diehard leftists didn't forget.
Why didn't the party do this to all registered Democrats?
Because, Johnny, they need to make sure that they get their guy in. I mean, there's no way around it, and like, yeah, it is. There's some weird ass shit going on right now.
Feels pretty weird.
Like,
talk about that Roger Stone thing.
Yeah, man. Like,
Roger Stone worked for fucking Nixon. Let's remember this, people. Like, Roger Stone is not some wacky guy. Yeah. Well, he is.
Yeah.
He's an eccentric guy, but he's literally been in government. High levels.
He is a mover and a shaker.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to win the masses over.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people try to act like he's some fucking like foobar or like silly ass guy. And yeah, he is. I mean, dude, he's as American as apple pie type of character. You know what I'm saying? Like,
his documentary,
that was really
makes
good.
Him look like a scumbag, but it was good.
Yeah.
And you weirdly don't like hate him after the documentary. He's like a
you're like, fuck, I would hang
out. I don't know what the fuck he is.
He's just like I said, he's just like a caricature of everything that's wrong with America. And like, so is Trump. And so is Mike. Dude, like all these guys that are appearing on the right wing, you know, I mean, obviously they've been around for a while.
Yeah.
But like Roger Stone is like a caricature of like the corrupt, like media, like.
Well, and Roger Stone helped merge the Alex Jones conspiracy, like right wing.
Yeah.
Into like the mainstream Republican Party.
Yeah, man. Like he's like a caricature of like that guy that's behind the scenes, almost like somebody out of a fucking comic book.
Right.
And then Donald Trump is also like, as I said, American as apple pie, like a caricature of like the fucking. I mean, dude, he's a reality TV star that became president of the United States. He's just these people almost don't seem real.
So true.
So true. So true.
Everyone should watch that video, by the way.
Yeah, I should probably put it in the links, or we should pull up a little bit of it
7 minutes of Trump saying "so true" to things he said, like he's hearing it the first time himself. And
the courage of the Turkish people at war is amazing. So true.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like, dude, even going on with this caricature thing of these people, these pundits, and people that are in the public eye, even like Mike Pence is like a fucking caricature of like the evangelical, like stoic, like I don't even know, dude. Him to me, he seems like General Judd from The Handmaid's Tale or the Testament.
It is interesting. He's always been with Trump. He's never like thrown Trump under the bus. Yeah, I can recall.
He doesn't seem to speak very much, even for a vice president. It's
pretty weird,
dude. It's like, what if like he's the one like. Even like running the show, I almost get that, but like not really, because obviously Trump's so like his own character, but just the way that like, dude, I mean, it was a genius lineup because that really was like the evangelical vote, because you have this really like outlandish character of Trump that's like super over the top, and then you have just fucking Mike Pence.
Well, I mean, it's not like Trump's overseeing every fucking thing.
No. Right.
And the people he has overseen it are scumbags too.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything sucks.
Well, dude, I mean, and we'll get into some of this other stuff here that we're going to be talking about. That's going to be like a big theme in this episode, and we touched on it a little bit in the last episode, that we are like, dude, America's been a fascist state for quite some time, but it's had this like mirage over it.
You piss so many people off when you say that, dude. I've said that to the people who like, normally I can like chit chat with right wingers. If you say some shit like that, they get pissed.
Well, dude, it is. I mean, like,
on paper, if you laid out what everything is going on, but like called it Bahrain, people would be like, that's fascist.
Yeah, like, fuck. Dude, I honestly.
But if you call it the United States, people shut off about it. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, dude, because, dude, you know, and I was talking to my friend, comrade Mandy, and she fucking. just laid it out like in this way, or just in this very simple way of just like how insidious and like how well oiled the propaganda machine is in this country. Like, if you go back and look at, say, like Nazi era propaganda, even U.S. propaganda, British propaganda, BBC, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like so clunky. It was really like cutting edge for the time, obviously, but it's so clunky. But you can see like in our modern mass media, like just they've got it down, dude. Like those military like commercials, man.
Yeah.
And even the movies.
Well, I maintain the shit they won't talk about is the best form of what they're doing.
What do you mean?
When they act like something's not going on, just don't report on something major.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's the biggest form of propaganda that they do.
Oh yeah. It's
like erasing history almost, because you can't go back and see reports on it because they never did the reports.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, that's almost like that saying, "Doing nothing is doing something." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that was from Karate Kid, actually. But dude, it's so true. But yeah, you're right. Like, dude, right wingers will shut down anytime you try to. Well, dude,
I don't. Not even necessarily right wingers.
Exactly.
Liberals too. Yep.
I want to look this up.
I don't even like the labels. Just a lot of Americans will shut down.
Yeah, exactly.
I am sick of the labels of people. Like, it just.
I'm trying to find this image, Johnny, of like. You've probably seen it. It's like hanging up in the Holocaust Museum. It's like the tenets of fascism.
Apparently, that's not real.
What?
I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
Not real?
I've seen conflicting reports that that's not actually at the Holocaust.
Okay, well maybe it isn't, but the point is, it's still a pretty damn accurate description
but we should be clear
of fascism. Okay, dude, we're a fucking political podcast with a couple of 27.
We need to have some integrity.
Yeah, well, okay. You know what? Actually, we should make a statement right here, like a disclaimer. If you're getting our news from us, I'm sorry. Because
I don't mind if we can slightly inform people to look deeper at certain subjects.
That's what this show is. We're having, this is how I envision this show. Mm-hmm. It's like we're sitting at the dining room table here, and it's two buddies talking politics. Mm-hmm. In my mind, how I vision it is you guys like sitting here with us,
right?
In a way, and like we're just hanging out and talking shit. And you know what? I got a lot of like shit on. Not just by right wingers, but some liberals about that Kyle Rittenhouse is an incel video.
Yeah.
Because I made some mistakes in it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wrong about a few things because literally once we got done recording, I dropped you off. I came home and I wanted to talk about it more because we mentioned it in the podcast. Mm-hmm. I had the baseline and I just started rattling off. But here's the thing I'm gonna point out to you guys. This is a podcast. Podcasts like you shouldn't be getting all your accurate information here. Like you said, Johnny. Start here. Oh shit, I haven't heard about that. Let me look into it myself. That's what I encourage. Mm-hmm. And then two, with my solo show, I know it's a little bit more journalistic, and I do try to do more of a deep dive and like get as accurate information as I can. Mm-hmm. But again, the show's called Thinking Out Loud.
Just own up to your mistakes, because even the New York Times won't.
Yeah, like
when they make mistakes, they just ignore it usually.
Well, yeah, like I'm gonna make mistakes, and again, like I said, the show's called
a good quote unquote journalist just owns up to their journalists make mistakes, right? But they own up to them. Jesus,
oh shit!
You're giving yourself cancer and coughing on the podcast.
Yeah, I hit that thing too hard sometimes. But anyway, it's like we're not actually journalists, guys. We're just two, Tom, Dick, and Harry type guys that are, we love politics and we like to talk about it. And we try to just make it fun and entertaining more than anything. But going on with this fascism thing, talking about, people refuse to believe that America is a fascist state. But I'm going to read the 14 defining characteristics of fascism. I'm sure you guys have seen this on the internet before. But as I'm reading this, I just want you to do a mental checklist, and you can even drop in the comments
and imagine
your own like examples of it.
It's Bahrain.
Yeah, so do your own mental checklist with this, like what I read and what you see in America. But then like just imagine like if they were on the news talking about fucking Bahrain or like Nigeria or whatever the fuck. All right. So number 1 is powerful and continuing nationalism. 2, a disdain for human rights. 3, identification of enemies as a unifying cause. 4, supremacy of the military. 5, rampant sexism. 6, controlled mass media. I like that one. 7, an obsession with national security. 8, religion and government intertwined. 9, corporate power protected. 10, labor power suppressed. 11, disdain for intellectuals and the arts. 12, obsession with crime and punishment. 13, rampant cronyism and corruption. 14, fraudulent elections. Okay, so like I was reading that, and I've read it before, but like as I was reading this, I like slowly like felt my heart, my stomach like sink.
You know what will make some people shut off though? If you say it's at the Holocaust Museum when it isn't. Okay, that's why I clarified, because people get pissed about that shit, and I like that. Why share it as something it isn't, right? I hate when that people do that type, because then it becomes almost an urban legend of what it is on the internet, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it wasn't at the fucking Holocaust Museum.
I hope I'm wrong.
But it was still an old looking. Right. Even if it was like something that was like in a high school classroom in the 60s or something, it's still like
liberal propaganda from the Biden campaign and the Do Nothing Democrats.
The Do Nothing Democrats. Dude, that was honestly kind of freaky for me to read. Because as I was reading it, like I said, my stomach was sinking. But it just like speaking it out loud, and like as I was speaking it out loud, powerful and continuing nationalism, and I saw like all American flags, like disdain for human rights. I saw the shit going on at the border, identification of enemies as a unifying cause. I saw the war on terror, supremacy of the military. I saw like kids, like the recruiters at the high schools, and like the fucking
dude, that shit with the stormtrooper helmet from Star Wars, but it was camouflage military.
That meme that I put on the Facebook page.
God, I just want that to be the real shit.
Would you join if that's what you had? I might. To wear? Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, I want to join the military for a split second.
Yeah, dude. Well,
I'm joking.
I know you're joking.
Not fully.
But yeah.
Like, obviously, I don't want to join the military at all, but if I was young and impressionable, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Dude, you know, I was going to join the fucking Marine Corps because I wanted to be I was very patriotic. Dude, guys, I've had a change in the last 10 years, let's just say. But also, it was because I wanted to be like a war correspondent. You know what I mean? Because I like to write, and I was like, this would be... And I had always grown up, like, watching those old documentaries about World War II and stuff, and I was like, I would love to be a part of that. Like, you know, capture some of these images on video. And
except a lot of that is propaganda as well.
No, it is. Exactly. And I always have... Marine Corps recruiters, like, always... And Army recruiters always come up to me at Target now. Like, dude, they just, like, go in there and, like... And I kind of want to be something to my boss and go like, dude, like, how do you guys not kick these fucking people out? Like, this is
that's
bullshit.
One of the fascist things. The corporations are part of the fascist state.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I was just going through this list, and like literally every single one, I saw an image come into my head, like rampant cronyism and corruption, obsession with crime and punishment. It's like, holy shit.
Trump's like, law and order.
But dude, going on with this theme of fascism, and we kind of were talking about these mail-in ballots. We know Trump and his administration are...
Yeah, I'm not trying to repeat his rhetoric, but it is weird at the same time. Like, shit's really weird right now in this country. Like, and my point stands about the primaries.
Yeah.
And like, what the fuck?
Number 14, fraudulent elections. But you know, they're doing this whole thing with... Trump is trying to slow down the post office. I mean, it's obvious. It's blatant as fuck.
Right, and that's bad too. It's just...
Yeah, and I hate
every side, dude.
Yeah, I think we talked about because here's the thing. The Democrats would do the same exact shit.
Right.
Like, they don't care. Like, they already did do that type... They didn't do the post office thing necessarily during the primary, but they did everything the fucking else that they could possibly do. And the only reason they didn't probably do... something like the post office thing is because they didn't have the power to do it during that election.
I mean, looking back, after 2016, I don't know. Should have just known it was going to end up being bullshit again. I don't know. It was naive to believe, like Nancy Pelosi being made Speaker of the House again. Really, you couldn't have at least installed another corporate puppet with a new
different
face.
One. Yeah, like
you have to give us Nancy Pelosi again.
Yeah, dude, that's the...
Should have known then, we were fucked.
I mean, dude, that's them. They put their dick in our mouths, but they want us to smile. While
Tom Perez is in charge of the DNC. Obama, like he fucking worked behind the scenes to fuck us this time with Bernie. Bro. Worked behind the scenes to fuck Keith Ellison.
Yeah, dude, that meme, I think we posted it on the EMP Facebook page, which is, if you haven't already, go to Entitled Millennials on Facebook and join us there. It was like Barack Obama, but he looked like that Samuel L. Jackson's character from the Avengers, and he's like, oh yeah, it's like he's like assembled the like neoliberal Avengers to like try and stop Bernie Sanders and shit.
Yeah, also, why are the NBA players listening to Obama to quit their protest against?
I guess I haven't heard about this. What's up with that?
Dude, like major NBA players and teams were going to sit out the fucking games in protest against this shit.
Oh, really? How?
And then Obama talked to them.
Protesting.
And they decided to end the protest.
The BLM? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then because Obama talked to them.
Well, you know, probably wrote a check.
What's Obama do? Does he have magic fairy dust when you talk to him? You're just like, yeah, I agree.
Dude, I mean, the way... yeah.
It's like after every talk with Obama, someone becomes a scumbag.
So somehow, let's say you, me, and like Emerson get it. Well, okay. Obviously, he's not president anymore, but like back when he was, let's say back then we were like already budding leftists. And then somehow or another, we get like invited to like the White House like Easter dinner thing that they do. They do the egg hunt because Emerson and whatever. Just like we won that.
Yeah.
And like we come back, say we're already doing the podcast, and we come back, and then like suddenly, like very imperceptibly, we're just like, you know, like Bernie should just be a little less like it's just something in his energy. He's just like,
he just admits it.
I can see he is charismatic. Now,
dude, I don't know. Actually, I gotta say though,
what's up?
My girlfriend and I went back and watched his older speeches. I don't know. Knowing now all the shit we know about him, he always was a bullshitter, dude. He's a very like teleprompter type person.
Oh yeah,
it's not from his heart.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
But dude,
I don't. He's a bullshitter.
It was the same with like Cory
Classic
Booker.
Bullshitter.
Like when we saw that speech with Cory Booker.
Cory Booker's just.
He's not even good at it, though.
No, Obama's great.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is so if you already still buy into that soap opera,
it's weird. It's like it is a spell. It is a spell.
Yeah.
And once you're off the spell, you realize what people are doing. Like I even see it in Trump.
Yeah.
Although it's weird, you can tell sometimes when Trump's like being brutal, he's actually like being serious, especially in phone interviews.
That's the thing. That's the thing with him is there's this candidness in unabashed like
a lot of his speeches though.
Oh, I know.
Oh God, it makes me cringe. But once in a while, I'll chuckle, and that's not good.
But you know, going back to the primary thing comedy. And how we should have learned our lesson after 2016.
Yeah.
But obviously, as 2020 election or primary started or whatever, there was this sense of like, okay, we've built enough of a movement that they won't be able to stop us.
Dude, I felt an energy shift when Bernie announced he was running again.
Yeah,
you could tell, like, even you could just tell they were like, God damn it.
Yeah, they didn't. I almost felt like they didn't see that coming, and I felt like they thought that they stamped it out, like they had like Ross Perot or fucking what's his name, the Republican candidate. I'm like blanking, older guy, Ron Paul. All right.
What about Ralph Nader?
Like all those guys. It was another thing where they thought that they had stamped it out. And so we can't be blamed for giving it another shot because there was this feeling of like we built this movement. But here's what it is though now. It's that old saying, Johnny, of fool me once, shame on you. Mm-hmm. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
So this third time, dude, The
third time's the charm.
See, you almost like took me out of my conviction right there. Because then I like pictured Nina Turner running or something.
Come back.
And then being like, third time's... I know. Damn.
Obama will give her a stern talking to, and she'll come around.
I don't know, though. She's different.
Yeah, they hate her.
But here we are, coming back into the fold, I don't know. I really do think, like I said, though, fool me twice, shame on me. If we get fooled a third time, well, I just don't think. I don't
have the mental energy for a third time.
We got 4 years, and I think the third party thing's become more and more real. Even like with that People's Convention, they're talking realistic. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But
I know I've lost all optimism about the future for like political. I don't know. I really feel negative things are coming our way. I hope not. I don't hope it.
And I think honestly,
knock on wood.
We've been kind of jumping around a little bit, but going with the fascism thing and talking about this feeling of like a lack of optimism. Okay, so we talked about the mail-in ballots, and Trump's trying to like slow down the mail-in ballot thing because he knows it's going to be like a bad hit against him. That's obviously the number 14 fraudulent elections. But dude, there's the talk that's going on. It's like, dude, we are straight up transitioning to an outright fascist state. We're talking about Roger Stone earlier. Roger Stone calls for Trump to declare martial law to seize power if he loses. And I don't know if that was a video interview or what, but like you can almost can you imagine like that?
Well, dude, that's the thing. Them? Okay, so imagine this scenario.
Okay.
Trump wins election night. Biden wins later on.
Yes, that's what
Trump refuses to step down.
Because he's already won.
And the military sides with Trump.
Well, dude, Exactly. And I don't think if
that ends up becoming true, dude,
that is
someone needs to award me with something.
Okay.
I feel like I don't feel I've read that scenario. I feel like I made that one up, but maybe I didn't.
Well, dude, not to burst your bubble or to deflate your ego, but it's just like common, like it's like you should just expect that, right?
I mean, I don't expect that.
Now,
I'd hope not.
If I'm not mistaken, I recently scanned over an article that talked about some high up general saying if Trump loses and refuses to leave, we won't. I don't even know if he said side, but he was like, we will not escort him out. And then I think it went on to say that, dude, this is what Roger Stone is saying, is that, and this is just so bad for the country. I mourn for the country, dude. Yeah. Like, I don't care about Biden. I don't care that Biden would get fucked over. It's not about that, because he's going to be a banking fucking whore anyways. Ooh. But hey, let's not use the sex worker negative language. It's so bad for America what's going on, dude. I don't know how we recover. We might not. We need a leader that brings us together. Biden. Jesse Ventura. I'm kidding. Biden, dude. No, but I don't. We need a leader like from a new entity almost. You know what I mean? Like an Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. Well, that's what happened. I mean, dude, America was, and it still ended in civil war. But is it possible with all the control they have? That's the American dream that we can choose our leader, really, I fear is dead. Now, it's only an illusion of choice. Now, here's the thing. In the scenario that it straight up comes, I can't even believe we're talking about this right now. Because what do we do? Because we are still brainwashed to believe we do have a choice, but do we really? I don't think we do. I know that now we're hitting a taboo subject. Is even people on our quote unquote side will get pissed. Dude, but is it like? Do we like? I don't know. I mean, we saw openly what they did against Bernie. We don't even know what happened with machines and stuff like that behind the scenes on smaller elections as well. Yeah, like I don't know. Let's just take a second here, and we'll go on. But the fact that we're having this conversation right now about is bad for the country. Dude, not even just bad for the country, but it's like, is this the fucking Twilight Zone? Like, we're literally talking about the complete dissolution of the system of law that's been in place in this country, mostly uninterrupted for 200 and something years. Right now, in America, I'm sitting here across the table from my best friend talking about there might be a civil war, and it's not fucking outlandish. It's very fucking real. I don't really like that concept of calling it a civil war. I don't feel a social war. I don't feel that what do you want to call it? I feel it will be disguised as something like that, but it's really more of a takeover of our rights further and shit like that. Okay. I think it's going to be far more orchestrated than we want to think. But. Okay, yeah, I think that's a very real possibility. But either way, or who knows? Maybe we'll see a positive turn in we'll start seeing people with backbone demand things and actually gain government control. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'd hope that, but I don't know. The thing that's interesting too is we were talking about this story with this general saying that he would not escort Trump out of the White House. He didn't say necessarily, I don't think that he would take his side. He just said Because there is, and Roger Stone brought this up in that little interview about, there's no way Trump's going to lose. And if he does, it's because they rigged the election. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true or not. We have seen the rallies. There's the support. There might be more general support for Biden like there was for Hillary. But the support for Trump is, I don't know either. But the support for Trump seems a lot more zealous, right? But the scenario I think we would see is, you talked about the military just siding with Trump. I don't think it would be that. I think it would be general by general, state National Guard by state National Guard, governor by governor. Very much similar to how it was in the Civil War of 1860. Because that's like what happened is states took sides.
I mean, that's an interesting concept.
And that's what I mean about how it could become a civil war, where you have... And I say this too, being a student of history, particularly ancient history, because
I see it more now. What you're saying?
Yes, because Romans,
true, there were people in Southern who probably wanted to be with the North, right? They were living in a Southern state, but they were fucked because their state.
Those border states.
And we're gonna be fucked. We're gonna be the
Although, and that's where a lot of the war was fought as well. I don't know what we would be considered
though. Like
it wouldn't. It would be more rural versus urban in this scenario than it would be, and that's almost scarier.
I think rural wins.
Yeah.
Hoorah, motherfuckers. We're coming for you. Iowa's going to have its day in the sun. Fuck you. Boom. We're coming, motherfuckers. I'm going to start wearing Fleet Farm clothing.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing. I love this white denim jacket. I got to point it out so you guys will give me compliments like I did with Johnny. But if this shit goes down like this, John Boy, it's going to be camo gear and overalls, boy. I'm going to be blending right in, son. I'm going to get me a John Deere hat and some Timberland boots. Oh, wait, no. Maybe those are a little too bougie. You know what? I already have some Field & Forest boots, man, but I'll buy some that are like jet black with like a little bit of camo trim. I'll blend in, man. I'll be a fucking double agent. That's how I'll survive all of this. But what I was trying to say earlier, going on about how it's potential for a civil war, or what I would maybe prefer to call it in this case, was what the Romans, a period in Roman history where they had this period called the social wars. And what that was different generals taking sides with different consulates, different leaders within the Roman Empire. And I think that's the sort of thing that the sort of form that it would take, Johnny, is like this idea of like a social war. And it would be all these different generals backing one or the other leader, and maybe even potentially like a third leader could arise. Maybe even one of these generals could try to seize power for himself.
You're living in a fucking fantasy.
I'm not, though. That's what's wild, man. But I wanted to look a little bit into this Roger Stone interview because, let's see. So we're talking about Roger Stone saying that the president should declare martial law to seize
Trump pardon
power.
Him?
I don't remember.
Google that quick.
You Google it.
I don't. My phone's charging.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. You Google it. No, fuck you. You're young Jamie. To seize power if he loses what Stone characterized as an already corrupt election. The results will only be legitimate if the quote-unquote real winner, Trump, takes office. Regardless of what the votes say, Stone declared. A loss would apparently be justification for Trump to use force to take over the nation.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't even read. See, I glanced at the article, but...
Stone, who worked as an advisor in the last Trump campaign, made the astonishing statements Thursday on the InfoWars program of far-right conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
Told you.
Both men talked about an ongoing coup against Trump, and Stone inexplicably claimed that he predicted almost 3 decades ago that this moment would come. What do you think of that, Johnny?
I don't know.
It's
not good because that guy is...
Well, and here's the thing. Is this could just be another ploy of him
this could be
riling it up.
Here's the thing: this could be an oligarchic ploy to really descend us into chaos and do something to the economy.
Exactly, and then just completely strip away what remains of the fucking already.
No more currency. It's all digital.
Yep.
It's coming, boys and girls. We don't get a choice in the matter.
You know what? I hear a lot of people talk about like the What is it? How do they call it? The Cashless Society or whatever?
I think it's coming.
I think it's coming too. It's just inevitable.
I've talked to old people who think it's coming.
It's just inevitable, but you know why it doesn't worry me? Dude, human beings are just gonna... We already have. There's Bitcoin, there's fucking this and that.
But
So, because the idea is then they're all of a sudden control aspects of the economy, blah, 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 right?
Strip you of your money if they needed. I don't know.
Yes, but, dude, in the end, it doesn't matter because, dude, and things like this happened under the Soviet Union and in other...
But what if they start doing the social credit system like China?
I mean...
Shit like that, dude. It's just going to be weird.
Okay, you're right. I don't mean to say that I'm not worried about it. I just mean... It doesn't matter in the end, like, as far as, like, just from an economic standpoint, because human beings will find another way to barter and trade. Yeah. It'll be like fucking bottle caps and Fallout or fucking, I mean, realistically, Bitcoin. But people will develop apps or whatever that can trade it without it being tracked. And so there'll just be this whole underground economy. You know, so that's what I mean as far as, like, them having completed control over the economy where, like, you can't buy your fucking pot or, like, buy a car under the radar, like, whatever the fuck it is. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, something will come up and it might take time. And I think that'd be interesting to see, honestly. Like, this dystopian world where... Dude, that's the thing, like, nihilistic as fuck and maybe kind of dark to talk about. But one reason why I don't get, like, overly bummed out and freaked out, even though it could be impending harm to everyone that we know and love, is, like, I'm a writer and, like, I'm just, like, kind of interested to see where this fucking story goes.
You selfish fuck.
I mean, dude, I'm not being selfish. I'm just saying, like, I don't get completely nihilistic and hopeless because I'm just,
I'm not really hopeless for myself or anything like that, or, like, but I'm just hopeless for, like, the people that actually have a say. I think they're going to do what they're going to do, and we're just along for the ride.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think we're actually going to change.
That's pretty clear.
It's sad to me.
No, I do think that we can change.
That's not what I was taught growing up, what we were.
Yeah. Well.
And it makes me sad.
That's that fucking... You know, I look back... But all right, sorry about that, guys. Took a quick intermission there. Had a little smoke break. Jump back into it. The next thing I want to talk about is Trump says he will negotiate a third term because he's entitled to it. President Trump... Dude, I can just imagine that, like, I'm entitled to a third term. I've done great things for the country. I watched...
He said something at a rally.
Yeah.
He is just fucking... hyping the base up. Like, he just says shit.
Yeah.
That's what people like.
Dude, he's like
no other politician can do shit like that.
No.
But when Trump does it, it's like he's just saying shit. But you don't know. Is he just saying shit? It's like
that's the thing, man.
Sometimes it seems a little serious. Other times it's like he's just saying shit.
There's something to it a little bit, man. That's spooky when he says shit.
Oh, man. One thing. Did you hear what he said to Sarah Huckabee Sanders?
Oh yeah, let's talk about that, dude. Let's talk about that, dude. Fucking apparently, what, Kim Jong-un, right?
Yeah, like was looking at, like, winked at her.
I wonder if that's even real.
Yeah, but I hope it is. But I just see him saying it like he pretty much said, like, go
take one for the team.
Yeah, go take one for the team.
Oh my god, dude.
But people make it out like he's like take one, like, serious. I just see him saying it because he's a fucking piece of shit. It's hilarious.
She's the press secretary, right?
She was. Yeah, she's not anymore.
Okay.
Now it's that blonde woman. I forget her name.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's what's funny is, like, just imagine all the time she's, like, tried to clean up his messes and, like, do all this shit, and then, like, he says something like that, and she's just like, you fuck.
I mean, I feel like if you're around him all the time, you would just know he's fucking around, though.
Yeah, but, you know, and she definitely was like, this is my 15 minutes of fame type of situation.
A point I heard made by someone, she is from, like, a really religious... Like, Mike Huckabee was one of the most religious fucking... What was he, a governor or something? He was something like that.
Yeah.
So, who knows? I'm sure that... But how real is that religious shit? That's what
exactly.
I don't know with these people.
Dude,
like,
sometimes it is.
It feels realer with him. More real.
Like with Mike Pence, it feels real. Because just something about the way...
Something about Pence really rubs me the wrong way.
He freaks me out, dude. He really freaks me out. It's like I said, he's like Commander Judd from fucking... The Handmaid's Tale, man. He just seems like that type of guy, like, that would be behind a fucking evangelical theocratic coup or something, man. He's just, like, doing his politics right now.
He freaks me out more than Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz freaks me out quite a bit.
Ted Cruz is...
Although, I will say, for Ted Cruz, rocking the beard was definitely a smart move.
Yeah, right. But anyway, so Trump goes on to say He has plans to run again in 2024 if he wins re-election in November. His latest in a series of comments that have already alarmed critics who say he has little regard for constitutional boundaries.
That's the thing. If he nominates another Supreme Court pick, who's to say the Supreme Court won't be like, yeah, you can?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, there's a constitutional amendment, though.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not as in tune with how that works. Because I know there's laws, but...
But the thing is, the way that our government on both sides...
Everything's such bullshit now.
Yeah.
I can see it happening. It's odd. Never before.
It would just be one of these things...
It wouldn't have been accepted ever before.
Yeah, and like how apathetic Americans are, I could just see it happening, and people being like, well, next election, we'll... You know, and just like letting it happen.
We got to run Kamala Harris because... we got to be stable and center this time. We can run someone more left after we beat Trump the third time.
Now? Why won't it work now? During a rally in Minden, Nevada, Trump predicted he would win re-election and carry Nevada, a state he lost narrowly in 2016. After that, Trump asserted, "We'll negotiate," asserting that he's probably entitled to another 4 years after that, quote unquote, based on, quote unquote, the way we are treated. The comments echo ones Trump made during a rally in Wisconsin in August, in which he stated he would win 4 more years and go for another 4 years because they spied on my campaign, quote unquote, likely referencing his unproven Obamagate theory. See, this is just another example of like how we are. Dude, the Constitution is just a fucking cum rag at this point, dude.
And I will say the Obamagate theory.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, if it is true that Obama was spying on Donald Trump, it is pretty nuts. Like, it is a conspiracy.
I guess.
I know. I don't care because I despise. It's weird because like you can despise Trump and also point out how that wasn't good for a sitting president to do either, right? Because I don't like Obama either. So it's like fuck them both. They're both scumbags breaking laws. Yeah. Doing things presidents shouldn't have the power to do.
There ain't even any fucking laws anymore. That's what I said, man. The Constitution's just become a fucking dirty cum rag, dude. That's all it is, man. Like, it's not real. It's garbage. Dude,
I'm walking off the set.
Okay, get out. I mean, dude, since the Patriot Act and shit, it's just that was the big like shotgun blast.
Americans can't process that the Patriot Act happened. I don't know. Because they don't want us to even realize. They still teach us like the Patriot Act didn't happen.
Yeah, like, meanwhile,
it's odd.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this, but anytime you go into a bank, they have a thing about it at the fucking teller.
Really?
The Patriot Act. Yeah, because there's like something involving the banks. Like,
of course.
If you go in, yeah, exactly.
I've never noticed.
Exactly. So this is just another example, man, of the fucking weird, sketchy ass times we're living in. Like, I can barely, even like I said earlier, barely believe we're having these kind of conversations. Talking about a coup, talking about a fucking dictatorship. You know, when you're growing up and taking your history courses and you got that big American history book with the astronaut in the front and the flag.
Mr. Trask never prepared us for this.
Damn you, Mr. Trask. Why didn't you tell us the truth? Mr. Lee as well. I mean, you know, here's the thing is, God, I would love to just talk to Mr. Lee sometime and be like, what is this? It's like, and you were wondering why I was drawing fucking sickle and hammer on my goddamn notebook when I was in, you know, high school, man. It's like, because even, I've probably said this on the podcast before, but I just remember being in AP history and like reading the stuff and the way that it's spun, and then like in the same day I'd be reading like John Steinbeck and like The Grapes of Wrath and like how fucked up that was, or like 1984 or fucking The Jungle, you know, like real stuff that was either semi-journalistic or, you know, people that were there and wrote about it, like some of the greatest artists of all time, and like reading them both side by side at the same time. I'd be reading that during class and I'd go home and then I'd fucking read the history book for homework, and just being like this disconnect of like which one's fucking real. Yeah. And then it like dawned on me, like, what am I going to believe, the government sanctioned history book with, like I said, the astronaut and the flag and the Mount Rushmore and the glossy cover? Or am I going to believe fucking Steinbeck, who like lived amongst the migrant workers, or fucking whoever it is, like people that actually saw and lived in it and wrote about it in an artistically masterful way? And it just like clicked on me, and I was like 16 or 17. And since then, it's just gotten worse. And it's been, like, dude, I remember the G8 summit in, like, 2009. Mm-hmm. So this is, like, the height of the recession. Shit's fucked. But, of course, being in high school, we didn't realize just
I didn't give a fuck at all, dude. I'm sorry to say.
I did, but I
didn't notice it at all.
Well, yeah, that was like the height of World of Warcraft, and like you drinking 3 pops a day and like fucking, you know. But I remember, you know, I remember reading, and I've always been into this shit, Johnny, since you've known me, right?
Right.
But I didn't understand. I just felt afraid. But I remember the G8 summit in like 2009 or 10. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing like protests, maybe something with Occupy Wall Street, where the military police at the G8 summit like shot fucking rubber bullets up into a balcony where people were like overlooking these riots, and like shot tear gas up there. Right. And I remember coming to Mr. Trask, and I like had done this like whole essay about it, and like had made flyers and shit, because even back then I was like, I didn't know how to be an organizer, but I knew that it was just in my blood, you know?
Right.
And I was like, can I talk about this in class? And he had no idea it was even going on. And that was like this other moment where I realized, like, none of this is real. Like, you guys don't know. You're just repeating the same bullshit.
Right.
You know? And I don't know, man. It's scary. We got fucking Roger Stone talking about seizing power. Trump should seize power. Trump saying, I'm entitled to a third term. Obviously blatant election.
Joe Biden in a cave somewhere fucking playing with blocks.
Meanwhile, like, democracy is like being dismantled.
His wife giving a speech on his behalf somewhere to a Wall Street banker.
It's great. It's great, man. And then we got fires out west that are so bad that it literally looks like the fucking set of Blade Runner.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Have you seen that video of like all the drone footage to the music from Blade Runner?
No.
And it's like dum 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 dum.
No, you have to send it out. Jesus.
And it's like, oh fuck, this is real. Like, this ain't even. And then to make matters worse, I'm sure you guys have heard about this recent story. A U.S. nurse, a whistleblower from ICE, alleges hysterectomies are being performed at detention centers on migrant women. And Johnny, you're asking what a hysterectomy is?
Yeah, I knew it was something like this.
A hysterectomy is where they either take out, and I could be wrong about the exact definition, but they either take out an ovary or part of the uterus or the whole uterus. That's happening here. This was in, let me see if I have the article here, just so we can give you some more details.
I feel like we're Germans in Nazi Germany. Like, what do you mean they're sending those places? That's not what the media is saying. Have you watched CNN?
Yeah. Have you watched the Weimar Republic news? It's all fake. It is the leftist.
There are riots in the street, and we need law and order.
Law and order. And the leftist communists threatening to burn down the Reichstag. And you are worried about Jews in Warsaw.
It's the Jews doing this.
It's the Jew banker. And this is all taken out of context, and now we're canceled.
Right. Probably, though. That would be used.
Okay, so this nurse came out. She worked at an ICE detention center. She said, the complaint condemns the practices and conditions at the private Irwin County Detention Center in Georgia.
Private.
And private fucking prison industrial complex. How about more of that, yeah?
No.
It is based on the allegations of a whistleblower, a nurse identified as Dawn Wooten. And I saw that they gave her name out, and I was like...
Right, that's fucked up.
You fucking assholes. You know what you're doing when you do that shit.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. As part of a complaint filed on Monday, Ms. Wooten expressed concerns about the high number of hysterectomies performed on Spanish-speaking women at the center. The nurse said detained women told her that they did not fully understand why they had to have a hysterectomy, an operation involving the removal of all or part of the uterus. The complaint also alleges jarring medical neglect during the coronavirus pandemic, including a refusal to test detainees with symptoms and fabricating medical records. I'm just going to go ahead and read this whole thing for you guys because it's fucked. And I am going to be doing a Thinking Out Loud video for you guys on this probably on Thursday. I'll try to have it out Friday. I'm sure somebody else will get the juice on it before
What's the reasoning they would give why they're doing this? Like, what's the bullshit reasoning, right? Like, there has to be a bullshit reason.
They didn't even have one, dude. I'm going to read more of this. It's going to fuck you up. Quote unquote, I became a whistleblower. Now I'm a target, Miss Wooten said at a press conference on Tuesday. But I'll be a target any time, she said, rather than staying part of what she called an inhumane system.
It's worse than that. What the fuck are they doing?
Miss Wooten
Why
alleged,
are they taking uteruses out of people?
Dude, because, dude, it's like you said. It's like fucking Nazi Germany. Dude, it is Nazi Germany. You know what? Episode fucking 4 of this podcast, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was episode 4. I was wearing a fucking snapback, a Nirvana snapback. And I went on a tirade about these ICE detention camps when we were first really starting to hear about them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is how it starts. They put them all in one place. And then you know what? Nobody fucking notices when smoke starts coming out of the smokestack. And they're fucking killing people in there and burning the bodies. We're on to step 2 of that now. And I'm just waiting for it to happen. I mean, dude. I just
You're
don't
killing the vibe.
I know, man. In statements released on Monday, ICE said it was taking the allegations seriously and was, quote-unquote, firmly committed to the safety and welfare of all those in custody. The agency told the BBC that anonymous, unproven allegations made without any fact-checkable specifics should be treated with the appropriate skepticism they deserve. I mean, of course they're not going to come out and say anything about it. In response to allegations about COVID-19 safety, an ICE spokesman said ICE epidemiologists have been tracking the outbreak regularly. The complaint details jarring accounts from detained immigrants and Miss Wooten regarding the deliberate lack of medical care, unsafe work practices, and absence of adequate protection against COVID-19. I want to get to some of this here about the hysterectomies because it's...
Dance Moms is on tonight.
Dance Moms?
And you're ruining my vibe for the night.
Well, dude, you get a fucking six-pack, you'll be fine. Chill out.
No, but that's America. I'm saying, like, they don't want to hear this.
Yeah, exactly. Ew. Oh, they're literally... Dude, okay, so this is what I'm talking about here, man. More Nazi Germany shit. Where I remember watching the rise and fall of the Third Reich, and it was like this 2-part or 3-part History Channel documentary that was really fucking visceral and very intimate about, like, the rise and fall of it. Like, just had eyewitness accounts, all this shit. And one of the things that they talked about that fucked me up the most was them sterilizing Jews and other people that were undesirable. Sterilizing. This is what this is.
Right.
They're sterilizing migrant women, and who knows if they're doing the same thing to men.
They better not be. That's when it becomes our subject.
Yeah. But, dude, this is happening in America, guys. Yeah, they're sterilizing Mexican women or Latin American
while
women.
All the other shit's going on at the same time. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah. Mrs. Wooten alleged that one doctor removed the wrong ovary from a young detainee and that, quote-unquote, everybody he sees has a hysterectomy. We've questioned among ourselves, like, goodness, he's taking everybody's stuff out. That's his speciality. He's the uterus collector, she said in the complaint.
Jesus Christ.
Common practice for the sick call nurse to shred medical request forms from detained immigrants.
That's some CIA shit.
It's fucking... Yep. I don't even care that there's dead air on this one right now because it's just... I can't even believe
it's just, I don't really understand, like... We have to get at least a bullshit response as to why it's happening, right? Can't just not get a response.
No, because it's the federal government.
That's the best way. Just ignore it.
Well, and they can spin it like, oh, it was the private thing. That's another benefit to having a private prison industrial complex is you can blame that fucking subsidiary. And when things are at the federal level like that, you can blame the individual region, but not actual like policy. You know, and I was just thinking about this. Like, a lot of these detention centers are in the South.
Yeah, which is weird. I've noticed that too.
I mean, it makes sense for this because it's near the border. I mean, Georgia isn't, but it's just But a lot of those prisons and stuff are, and I just imagine being, let's say you're a somewhat well-educated Latin American person, maybe because of the you were even like maybe a technical professional in Honduras or Mexico, but you're coming to America because the cartels are so bad. You have to leave your whole life behind. But the point being is you're not just a regular working class person. You're someone that's well-educated and professional. And you go across the border and say you're living in like Minnesota, and then you get detained, and then they're like, we're sending you to Irwin County, Georgia. And being a well-educated person who knows about American history and politics and the dichotomy between the North and the South, and you're just like, fuck, I'm being sent to Georgia.
Yeah.
You know, because you just know you're fucked because the people there don't look at you like people. And I just imagine that going through my head on the fucking bus. Like, dude, they're sending me to Georgia, dude.
Yeah, the South really is just a way different place. It's odd.
There's things I like about the South, you know, but you know, what's interesting about the South is it is a truly multicultural civilization down there. Like, it's more multi-ethnic than like probably other than the urban centers in the North, you know, with like Cajun and Latin American and black and all this stuff, where realistically, if the power structure in the South looked at all like what the populous base is, it would be almost all people of color.
Yeah.
But like the white supremacist power structure there has just like held this iron grip of like empire and hate on this region for fucking decades. And it's like kind of sad when you think about it like that, because the South is amazing. Like, think about all the music and the food and the like lifestyle that's come out of that region, and it's just like, meanwhile it's ran by like evangelical fucking.
It's great for us.
yeah, man. But yeah, guys, I don't know. Do you have anything positive to end this podcast on, Johnny? Because that went dark as a motherfucker. I know, but I mean, dude, it's dark times. It's dark times, man. I don't even know. Like, what else can be said about it, dude?
I don't know. I don't really have anything positive to add.
If somebody has something positive, please drop in the comments. Somebody have a message of hope, because I guess we don't really have one for you guys today. I'm sorry. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to round it off here. Sorry to kind of end it on a bummer. But it's a fucking bummer. This is a bummer of a year. It's fucked up. Pandemic, wildfires, complete breakdown of law and order, police murdering black people. Now they're sterilizing.
We were supposed to go see Joe Rogan and Jimmy. I was going to go see Jimmy Dore as well, and both were canceled.
Bernie was supposed to win.
It was supposed to be our summer.
It was supposed to be our year. But
I'm done.
All right. I'm done too. I'll see you guys next week, all right? We love you all. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and check out the Patreon too, okay? Peace out.
If the stars were lined up, I'm taking the divine to spend a little time at my